gave you an assignment to do, and I want to spend kind of our remaining time just talking through that.
Cool.
I wanted to really dive into this, who you are. It's complex. There's a lot to it. But I want you to kind of think through that picture of, okay, think it's right here.
Okay, perfect.
This is who I am. And so I said, now I intentionally made these words more positive because based on what you said, you went straight to like, I know that I'm this. I'm like, man, bro, give yourself a break. Like, man, there's a lot of great things about you, but these words are really positive. And I think it's fun that you did this with Kay as well. I want to bring her into this because I think it's cool to get an outside perspective, but also kind of like really say, this is who I am. I also love, you mentioned this, there's a sense when you look at these is like, well, I'm not here yet, but this is who I want to be. And so you should feel and experience that. But talk me through what it felt like just trying to figure out words that described you.
It was crazy how fast 50 went. I think that was like the first, and it was one of those things like in full transparency. So like Kay went through and put like a little dot next to everything that she thought there was maybe 85. I went through probably 86, and then like when I took a step back and I just started kind of hitting these things, there was a deep moment on some of these. Some of them were like so fucking fast, like faithful, like there's some things, and I can tell like specific stories in my past that it's just like, and even something as like kind of not, it's very meaningful to me, but like punctual, like some of these are just very like, that is who I am. And then it's that middle ground where it's like, well, I've been batting 800 on being compassionate, but the 200, don't circle that. Like it's like, am I all in? Am I mostly there? Is it a work in progress? And then there was also a little bit of, I've worked a lot at being comfortable, and I think like the negative version is arrogant, right? But like, I know there's things that I'm really good at, and I'm comfortable saying that I'm competent, that I'm capable, that I'm knowledgeable, but it's mostly a derivative of like the work I put in to be knowledgeable, right? So like those types of things, I think as I've worked through this, it was almost like a little victorious to finally be able to be like, I can tell people that I'm kind. Because you have to work hard to be a kind person. It's an evil world, but these are things like, despite batting 800 on some of them, there are some that I'm like, I treat people the way they deserve to be treated, As
you did this exercise, the memories that were coming up, did you find them leaning more towards a certain area? Maybe it's work, maybe it's home, maybe it's childhood. Like where were the memories coming from to make you choose these words?
I think most of them were current. I think there wasn't, and I think as I like walked through some of these, I definitely hit on some of those memories. And I think this is where like the process in and of itself was reassuring. It's kind of like when you reflect back on your career or like some of your skill sets, and like we talked about like working out on the podcast where it's like, you thought you knew what you were doing 8 years ago and now you're here. Like now I should have probably circled active, but that still didn't get circled, because I only had 50 and it just wasn't that important to me. But definitely current was interesting. And I think it's because it's the best version of me, most refined. Had you given this to me in high school, I probably would have thought, what are the ones that, the cute girl would think are badass, like Danny Zuko, cigarette in my leather jacket type bullshit. But I think it's, in that regard too, I don't think I gave it credit at the time, but it was actually probably something where I was very mature as I approached this.
I love it because that's going to lead to the homework I'm giving you. So I'm giving you two things to do. The first one, which I think this is going to be fun for you. I think it could be a little challenging, but I think it'll be fun to kind of process through this. I am giving you the sheet, and the sheet is you breaking down where these words first showed up in your life. So it's going to be 0 to 12, 13 to 18, 19 to 29, 30 plus. And I want you to really think through, where did I first recognize this? It might be someone told it to you. It might be a story that you saw it expressed in your life, whatever it may be. But I want you to dig back. Where did these words first show up? And that's what we're going to first start off and talk about. And the second thing is, we talk about who you want to be, but I have some intentional questions that I just want you to think through of, okay, here's a process I'm thinking through who I want to be. I want you to answer those questions. I'm also going to give you like some other clients of how they've thought through who they want to be, just so you can like think through it and refine it a little bit as you've thought through that. But I think this first exercise is going to be really good for you to just dig back in your childhood and start to see the trends and the themes of how you're thinking through who you are. And I think that's going to also help us move forward in specific areas as we continue.
Cool, man. I love it.
It's good. Okay, y'all, this is the first session of the Grow or Die Coaching Podcast. I kind of like forgot that we were filming for a second, but this is fun. And I hope that as you are engaging with this, I'll make sure I put the content so it's available if you want to go along with it yourself. But hopefully there's maybe a nugget or two or something that clicked for you as you are going on your own journey, right? We're trying to grow. We're trying to figure out this thing that we call life to be the best version of ourselves, to really all the things that we have in us to see them expressed, right? Every single one of us has something unique and special and valuable to offer the world. And part of our job is to figure that out. And so hopefully through this process, we're not saying you're going to figure that out, but you can get one step closer to that. There might be something that you cling on to and hold on to that really is helpful for you. But please let us know your thoughts, what you're thinking. If you have any questions, we really want to help you on this journey. So tune in to the next episode on the Grow or Die podcast. Cool.
Awesome, man.
Who are you? We're going to discuss this more. Second question being, who are you becoming? And third question being, who